Hey everybody, welcome to episode 6 of Let's Play Kerbal Space Program. We are bound for Duna, specifically Ike, and the surface of Ike actually, with this monstrosity here. Inside here is a Duna orbiter vessel plus a landing vehicle. We'll go take a look at the map to take a look at the plan. I have the moon set as the target for now, and the reason for that is we're going to launch, and we are going to establish a Mooner flyby right there to accomplish part of our contract, fly by the moon. And in so doing, have the moon give us a gravity assist out of the sphere of influence of Kerbal and along the way towards Duna. So we'll just go ahead and take our home and transfer orbit all the way out here, meet Duna about here, and then plan an intercept with Ike, get a landing, and all that good stuff. So we're going to do things one step at a time. Rocket to full throttle. My staging's the way I want it. And we are lifting off from the surface of Kerbal, accelerating to 100 meters per second, where I will turn off SAS and kick over for our gravity turn. 100 meters per second is good. Push, 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 push. Let's get this thing throttled over. Get rid of that stage. I want a nice 10-degree gravity turn, please. More or less, that'll work. Okay, now no more control input is needed. This is a, if you've seen my other videos, you see that I do a full-blown gravity turn, which is I will let aerodynamics and gravity actually more or less control my rocket for me, so I don't need to worry about lots of control inputs and all that kind of stuff. We're punching through the sound barrier as we climb to 10,000 meters. Soon we'll be able to ditch this last stage, stage of liquid fuel rocket boosters in our asparagus stage configuration. There we go. It is now up to the mainsail to get us along the way. We'll go ahead and back off to 2/3 throttle. And the reason for that is, zooming in on the map, I want to get this trajectory a little longer and shallower than what it is right now. We're at 25 kilometers. As soon as I hit 45 degrees above the horizon, I will go full throttle. And that is a little bit more efficient if we shallow this trajectory out. We have more thrust being applied towards establishing an orbit as opposed to... okay, now we can turn SAS on and start pushing us over towards the prograde marker. We'll let Hading Kerman, our pilot, take care of that. There we go. Thank you, Hading. I'll go ahead and back way off here and let this thing just slowly climb to 75 kilometers. At 75 kilometers, we will plot a circularization burn, which won't be that long. .74 and 75. Okay, now circularization, standard procedure. On the apoapsis, add a maneuver node and try to get it as circular as possible. Doesn't have to be perfect. That's good enough for me. And what we will do is at T-minus 30, go ahead and kick on the rest of the thing. But one thing I will do is activate the fairing. Once we're in space, which is now. We are in space. So off goes that fairing. Full throttle applied to the engines. And we can just sort of snake this over a little bit. Careful, careful. T, get rid of that. So this thing is nice and long and wobbly. There we go. Fishtailing a little bit. But we should be okay. Disable that torque. Disable that torque. We'll leave the only torque running as this one when we need it. Right now we don't. We're using the mainsail. Whoa. Okay, we have kind of an eccentric orbit, but that's all right. Our moon is the target. We are negative 2.3 degrees on the descending node. That's unfortunate. But our next step is to plan an intercept with that moon for a flyby and gravity escape. Something about like that. Well, we can adjust it. But you see this green line is sort of basically flying by the moon there. We'll do an adjustment when we get done with this burn and then get to the descending node. Okay, we need to try to find this maneuver. Still have electrical charge. Let's enable the big reaction wheel, more or less. Pretty soon, we'll be able to get rid of this dead weight. And we'll be running a little bit leaner on just this, booster stage. But right now, we're going to go ahead and torque ourselves over to this maneuver node and get ready for it. Coming up on it soon. Start slowing down our turn. And more or less, maybe a little bit. Can have Hating take over here in just a little bit. Now this says 21 seconds, but that's with that engine. And we know that engine's going to run out fast, so I'll do that at a third throttle maybe. Alright, I think at this point we are set to... we're set to warp to our next maneuver, but before we do that, let's get our solar panels just deployed. So that we don't have to worry about power. Okay, warping to our next maneuver. Hang tight, we'll see you in a bit. Okay, here we are. We're on the light side so we can watch the burn from here. Lag. We are just a few seconds away from this burn. Like I said, I'm going to start it at T-minus 21 at 1/3 throttle. With the anticipation that this engine will run out of juice. And we will have to then convert over to this stage. T-minus 21, 1/3 throttle. And there she goes. Full throttle there. This is a 1 and 7 second burn. So we're just going to go ahead and push this out towards the moon. Got a 40 seconds worth of burn left. I'll pause recording for a bit and catch you guys kind of towards the tail end of this burn. Alright, we're down to 7 seconds or so left on this burn. We'll go ahead and just do this, set prograde, get rid of that, and handle the rest of this burn manually. Now I wonder if I continue adding velocity. There we go. There's an escape. There's an escape trajectory out of Kerbal. Hey, we're coming up with a descending node. Let's go ahead and aim towards the north and fix that plane. And the reason we're doing this here is because Duna, I believe, is also pretty much equatorial. Adjust myself. Wow. Okay. I know we're a little bit past the node, but that's okay. It should be good enough. We're just going to adjust how we're encountering that moon. More power. Yes. Excellent. So this trajectory, once we meet the moon, should send us more or less straight out to like so. Now what we're going to do is we're actually going to fast forward to the moon encounter. Well, I wonder. What's our... Let's face prograde again. And we'll add some velocity just to get our periapsis up with respect to the moon, which would send us, which should send us more that way-ish. Our pilot is having a hard time controlling this craft. That's okay. It is a big, unruly thing. Now, oftentimes I might build this kind of thing in orbit because it's pretty good sized. You know, if we build something much bigger than this for Joule, then we'll definitely want to assemble it in orbit so it's less unruly. We can put it all together. Okay. Let's add some velocity. Okay, that seems to be causing it to get worse. So what that tells me is we need to go radial out. To sort of meet behind the moon more than crashing into the moon. What this should do is actually make our encounter occur more behind the moon as opposed to on top of the moon. It doesn't seem to be having much effect on anything right now. Yeah, it's moving that a little bit. I'm just not applying much thrust and it's taking a while. That's okay. Let's get this thing where I want it. I want this periapsis to pop out on the other side of the moon. That's what I really want. I almost got it. It's a nice, tight flyby of the moon. Now what we do is face prograde again, and we add some velocity. That's what I think we need to do for Kerbal escape. And that's it. We're leaving Kerbal. The rest of this can be handled once we've left the moon's sphere of influence. Oh, dang it. Well, you know what? I'll wait till I get to the moon's sphere of influence to worry about the next phase. Well, we might as well get it done now. Get as much of this adjusted now as possible. Then we can worry about intercepting Duna. Almost in the moon's sphere of influence. There we go. Yes, I need to face radial out with respect to moon to get that adjusted. And this little kicker stage. It's almost done. All right. Oh, a nice close flyby. Come on, kicker. 15 kilometers is pretty darn close. And we can face prograde again. And take care of that as we fly by the moon. Now, do we have any moon missions? Fly by the moon. That's already been completed. That's awesome. Ike, achieve goal. Land on Duna. Surface of Ike. Plant a flag. Space around Kerbal, so I need to do that. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and get our flyby by the moon done. Oh, I see what's happening. Yeah, this moon gravity assist didn't end up being as helpful as I thought it would. Partly because I had to turn my orbit so far to get this periapsis where I wanted it. Well, shoot. That's basically the opposite of what I wanted to do. No, that works. Okay, now. Prograde, please. Set Duna as the target. Whoa. We're going to run this stage out of fuel. Switch over to the nukes. To the nuke. We only have one. As soon as I get oriented, I think I found my screenshot for the episode. Oh, Hayden, get your ship under control. Goodness gracious. That is definitely the screenshot of the episode. Alright. As far as I'm concerned, we're ready to go. Our ship's already pointed the correct direction. It's just a matter now of getting our apoapsis pushed out towards Duna. Now, the other question is... Well, I'll do the rest after I leave Kerbal's sphere of influence. Okay, so we're on our trajectory to leave Kerbal's sphere of influence. And then I can do the other correction burn there. Let's turn the lights on. We're just going to transmit any old piece of science from Kerbal. or from the orbit of Kerbal. A little bit of cash. Thank you. Completes that mission. And we'll warp to our departure of Kerbal's sphere of influence. And then figure out how to intercept Duna with some quick orbit calculations. Okay. Now, if I continue the thrust prograde, how are we looking? We are arriving late. So we can bend this around like so. More prograde. Turn it like this. More prograde. Retrograde. So that's 55 seconds there. What if I added it, say, here? There's a Duna encounter right there. With a 1 minute burn. With this current engine setup. Alright. Let's get facing that maneuver. Face the maneuver. Fast forward time to the encounter, which is in 30 days. Get ourselves set up for a Duna orbital encounter. So we're... cannot auto warp. What? Okay, fine. I don't know what that's about. We will manually warp to our next encounter. 10 days, 5 days. One days. We're overdue, but that's okay. Doesn't really matter. Facing the node. Full throttle. Here we go. 59 seconds. This thing's going to run out of juice, and then we're on to the nukes. Boom, that's it. See you later. Now this is a 2 minute 41 second burn. Let's try to get facing this node as accurately as we can. Oh, enable torque. We dumped our torque wheel. Now we need a new one. So these nuclear engines, they have, you know, low thrust, but it's the same thrust that the T-45 or whatever had. The Terrier. I think it's the Terrier. And this is the Nerve. But it only uses liquid fuel. Of course, the question is, do we have enough liquid fuel for this thing? We have 180 plus 90. 180 plus 90 is 270. We have at least 100 seconds worth of fuel. And we only need, in this stage. And we brought a fuel tank reserve with us anyway. Okay, so we have a minute and something left in this burn. I'm going to go ahead and move fuel. So we have it back there in that stage. top it off. Okay, we're looking at 30 seconds of burn time remaining. I am going to do the rest of this manually here once we get down to T-minus 15. Back off the throttle. Duna periapsis 44. We'll just keep on pushing that down until it minimizes. So we're watching there is that periapsis score. 26, 25, 24. That's it. That's as close as we're going to get on this particular burn angle. Yeah. This ship, multiple stages and all that, multiple stages and configurations and all sorts of goodies, is bound for Duna. I'm going to wrap up episode 6 here. Tune in episode 7 when we make our rendezvous and probably return trip. Rendezvous and landings at the very least for episode 7 on Ike. Until next time, thanks for watching. Goodbye!